everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to Japan for the B.LEAGUE, the battle between GUNMA Crane Thunders and Osaka EVESSA. Battle of East against West. And a very important game for both teams as they take aim at making it to the postseason. And of course, here in the open house, Arena Ota, making it to the postseason right now would appear to be a little bit more realistic for GUNMA Crane Thunders in the East. If you look at the standings, which we will, you'll see that they've had a pretty decent season at 22-13, currently in 5th place. And this amazing atmosphere of the B.LEAGUE. Osaka EVESSA, meanwhile, you can see they are 15-20, well off the pace. So they're going to have to really turn on the style if things are going to turn around for them. The top 2 teams from each division, then the best 4 after that will advance. And well, no time like the present for them to start winning and go on a streak to try to get themselves into contention. But it's going to be an uphill battle without a couple of key players going today. As we look back and we see great all-round talents in this team, but without Ryan Luther playing, that's going to be a big absence for them. Also, without Vladimir Garoon, that also is going to be tough to overcome, you would think. Ray Parks Jr., Yasunori Aoka, Matt Bonds, obviously one of the great talents, Kasei Takahashi, Uematsu Takeuchi, the veteran, Ray Goda, Nesmith, Kinoshita, Suzuki, Sakamoto. He'll have to sock it to him. And Hayato Maki, a big-time player for this team. So somebody's going to have to step up. A few people are going to have to step up for Coach Fujita. He knows it. His team actually, when you look back at some of their recent results, it's gone well. They did lose last time out barely to Akita Northern Happiness, 77-76. But before that, they won against Akita, and then the week before, or the midweek before, Fighting Eagles Nagoya. They won that one. They did lose a couple to Alvar Tokyo, but before that, they'd won 3 straight games over Sunrockers Shibuya late December, and then open up the new year with a couple wins over Koshigaya Alphas. So Osaka EVESSA starting with Aoki, Bonds, Takeuchi, Goda, and Maki.
And number 88, Hayato Maki.
Nesmith will perhaps get some minutes. We'll see how he does. Obviously, when you have injuries and you have player unavailability, it does complicate your path. Now, Trey Jones also is out today for GUNMA Crane Thunders, for Kyle Milling's team. So they also have to overcome a little bit of adversity, but they've got the home court behind them. And if you look at the overall numbers, scoring, points allowed, GUNMA Crane Thunder a little bit better, 82.9 points per game, allowing 74.7, shooting 46.4% inside the arc, 36.1% from deep, much better than Osaka's 31.8%. And also at the free throw line, much better for GUNMA Crane, 79%. A lot of times you can just look at these stats and think that that's going to give you the, what's going to transpire, but it's not always the case. This was Osaka in their last game against Akita. And Matt Bonds, seeing what he kind of performance he can put in for the team. He can't carry the team, there's no doubt about it. And he does carry this team, averaging 23.6 points per game. But the problem that he'll have is that he knows Kyle Milling is probably not going to allow him to have a ton of opportunities. And meanwhile, Johannes Thiemann, the Germany international, World Cup winner and Eurobasket champion, also just does so many things for his team. Setting screens, scoring, he can shoot it from deep. Just the consummate professional and teammate, and hugely underrated, in my opinion. When he finishes playing the game down the road, he's going to be able to look back on an incredible career. Already, so many players would, what he's achieved, would call it a huge success, but he wants to keep going, and he still has a lot to offer, obviously. So GUNMA Crane Thunder is Fuji, Flippin, Nakamura, Blackshear, Tsuji, Togaeri, AJ Edu, Asano, Hosokawa, Woodbury, Thiemann, and Taniguchi. And that just looks like a roster that is just going to have way too much to overcome. Woodbury has been playing very well of late. Now, last time out, they did win a couple of games against Utsunomiya, or they won one of their 2 games against Utsunomiya Brex, 81-70. Before that, they lost a close one to Utsunomiya, 71-67. They also lost to Levanga Hokkaido, which was, Levanga Hokkaido, one of the surprise packages this season, and a lot of excitement up there. They also beat the Lake Stars in a couple of games, Saga Ballooners. They split a couple of games at the start of the year. But if GUNMA Crane Thunders can start to turn on all cylinders, they got possibilities, not just to make the playoffs, but to go deep into the playoffs.
And now, the Crane Thunder.
Now, the one thing that'll give the visitors Osaka a chance today would be if GUNMA Crane are not
number 0,
wholly, fully
all in
focused. And sometimes you never really
Fuji.
know. And it also depends on what kind of game plan Coach Fujita's going to have. But from a defensive standpoint, stopping this GUNMA Crane Thunder team is going to be difficult. Fuji, Nakamura, Blackshear, Edu, and Hosokawa. Edu, the Philippines international, is really stepping up. And
the legacy maker,
perhaps
Kerry Blackshear Jr.
A combination of Blackshear and then these guys coming off the bench just going to be too much. AJ Edu definitely taking it up a notch this season.
AJ Edu.
In fact, you look at AJ Edu's numbers, 7.5 points, 7 rebounds, 1.8 assists per game. He has definitely been a tough customer. Takuto Nakamura also has played very well, averaging just under 10 points a game at 9.9. Also 3.3 assists, and defensively, a player that helps this team a lot. Fuji, without question, kind of the engine of the team at the point guard, and Hosokawa brings the perimeter firepower. Kazuki Hosokawa. Interesting that Coach Flippin comes off the bench playing just under 12 minutes per game, and he's got the possibility of playing great. Naote Tsuji as well, though they're playing half the game. Really good guard, 7.3 points, 2.3 assists for this GUNMA Crane Thunders team. But Woodbury really impressed me the last time I watched him. 13.3 points, 4.4 rebounds. And for a guy that is at the end of his career, well, let's just say in the latter stages of his career, he is playing some great basketball at 38 years of age. He'll be 39 later this year. So, we got AJ Edu again, Kerry Blackshear, Hosokawa, Fuji, and Nakamura starting for GUNMA Crane Thunders, and Aoki, Maki, Goda, Bonds, Takeuchi for Osaka. have a big game today. No Luther again, and no Garoon, who's going to fill in, get all those rebounds that he usually collects, usually corrals. Osaka EVESSA winning the opening tip and attacking the basket to the right. And that pressure defense offered by A.J. Edu leads to an early turnover. That's not a good start at all. It's a horrendous start to the game for Osaka. Here's a dump down low, and A.J. Edu opens up the account. And if we see more of that, it's going to be a long day for Osaka. They really are bringing the D here early on, Osaka. And Takeuchi almost has it stolen. And here he is. Boy, he had the great move. And missed the shot. That had that first turnover. Oh, nice stroke. GUNMA Crane right at the start of the game. Fuji forcing his way in onto the scoreboard. And again, if you look at the defense from GUNMA Crane Thunders, they are all over Osaka. They're like white on rice. And when a team overplays you like this, you've got to make cuts to the basket. You got to put the ball on the deck and go to the basket. If they're overplaying, look at that. Not giving him any time to breathe. That's more like it. Exactly how you beat that type of pressure. It's his first bucket. Takeuchi, you talk about Woodbury. How about Takeuchi coming out and getting the block? Long-time Japan star, what a career he's had, and here he goes. And you can see he probably doesn't have the same hops that he used to have, but still goes old school, lays it up and in. That'll not be pleasant viewing for Coach Kyle Billing to give away a layup in that fashion. Jump shot no good. Rebound Hosokawa. I mean, the good thing is that for Osaka is they've had 3 shots right at the rim. And meanwhile, Blackshear fouled. He'll go to the line. This guy has all the tools. That is a very difficult matchup for Takeuchi, because you're looking at one of the premier players in the league, and Blackshear. This is the first. Well, Nesmith, how long will it be before we see him enter the game? We saw him sitting on the bench. His signing just yesterday, Nesmith, so I don't know how much he's going to be able to help this team today, but you would imagine that he's going to get a run at some point. Played at Radford. That bucket. Blackshear can do it, folks. He can hurt you all over the place. 8-4, GUNMA Crane Thunders. to Naismith actually comes from Burlington, North Carolina. Played at Radford. Left there after the 2023-24 season. 2022-23 season, excuse me. He played at Lenore Ryan, then he went to Radford for a season. Here is Johannes Tiemann coming into the game. Team up 8-4. Oh, and the pump fake. Fuji gets to the line. Really, if you're Sakamoto, you got to stay on your feet. You can't give away a foul. You got the advantage. He's not under the basket, so no need to leave your feet like that. Fuji makes the first. Excuse me. And Fuji misses the second. You usually have both Fuji and Tsuji on the court at the same time. That'll be fun. They're getting all over Bonds. Pass it back outside. Three-point shot. That was short. Aoki. Blackshear into the corner. Oh, supposed to travel. Here's Tiemann. Passes it around. And looking at that, it's Tsuji. So we do indeed have Tsuji and Fuji, and this time it's Tsuji, making it a 12-4 advantage for GUNMA Crane Thunders. Goes down, and it's probably going to be that kind of day for Bonds. It's not going to be easy. Tiemann just kind of lost his footing and fell right into it. Meanwhile, Kerry Blackshear Jr. is going to come out of the game. Coach Lippin into the game for GUNMA Crane Thunders. Fan favorite. Woodbury also in the game, another fan favorite. So Matt Bonds at the line and takes his time and makes the first. Here's Fujita. Trying to come up with a formula today that is going to keep his team in it. Maybe they can sneak a win right at the end of the game. Who knows? It'll be interesting to see when he goes to Naismith. I think that it will happen at some point. He has gone to him. He's in the game, number 23. Here he is going for the block. And also he commits the foul, a little bit slow on the rotation. And Tiemann goes to the line for a potential three-point play. Naismith picks up his first foul. By the way, that foul at the other end was not on Tiemann falling. It was Blackshear who lost his balance and kind of fell into it. Timon sinks the free throw. And already a 9-point advantage for GUNMA Crane Thunders. And there's Naismith. And if you're Naismith, it's all about getting rebounds. Here he is. Oh, going to get a chance to pass it back outside to Bonds. And nice follow and bucket from Bobby Ray Parks in the game, the Philippines international. Maybe he can come out and be the X factor today. Oh, great block from Naismith. That's what they need from him. They need defense and rebounding. Great timing on the block. That is a very good sign. Watch this again. GUNMA Crane think they've got a layup. And Timon has it rejected. Jump shot, oh, rattles out. Keep it, and the extra chance. There's a drop. Oh, jump shot, the three is good. And the lead is 10, and Fuji, what are they gonna do with these guards? Very good players in this team for GUNMA Crane Thunders. Fuji and Suji. That can't happen. Turnover. Suji got it! Well, if it's not Fuji, it's Suji, and if it's not Suji, it's Fuji. And right now, GUNMA Crane Thunders already with a 13-point advantage, forcing Osaka EVESSA to call a timeout. Well, the only information that we had on Ryan Luther being absent today, the club said that he's not traveling due to poor condition, so hopefully he'll be back to the lineup sooner rather than later. Kenishita checks into the game as well for Osaka. Number 31. Another miss from deep. Well, that was a good job by Kenishita. guarding Woodbury. Another attempt from deep, and finally one falls. So Uematsu comes off the bench and strokes it. He only averages 1.9 points per game. And there's Coach Flippin being denied at the rim. Well, it's interesting, Uematsu getting a chance to play, and you know what? Sometimes when a guy goes down with an injury, the next man up, that's your chance to show the coach what you can do. You can answer the call. Maybe start winning yourself some more playing time. Woodbury gets it, shares it, and great basketball. This time it's Kenny Asano. And that is a tough pill to swallow for Osaka, because of all the players, you wouldn't think it's going to be Asano that's going to be knocking down jump shots to beat you. He was open, and nice release from Kenny Asano. Already above his season average at 3 points. Oh, good defense from Osaka. Now they've got a chance. And Kenny Asano with the foul. That's very sloppy by Coach Flippin, allowing Kaisei Takahashi to reach in and knock the ball away. So Takahashi goes to the line and misses the first. Looking for his first points of the season. Makes the second. Years of age. Takahashi. Here's the pass to get around, and oh my goodness, can you believe it? Asano makes the second three of the game. And the lead is 16. Missing it from deep, an air ball. Good read, Kinoshita. Oh, then turns it over as he falls down, trying to make something happen. I would think this is one of these games where Bobby Ray Parks needs to step up and definitely get his shots up. Checking into the game. Aoki comes back in. Oh, bounce pass went right off the team on, but he maintained his composure, got it, and takes it up to an 18-point lead. And again, really, you can't underscore enough the impact of the three-pointers made by Kenny Asano, because if you're over there on that bench of Osaka, you're like, we got to stop Team On. We got to stop Coach Flippin. We got to stop all of these other guys. And whistle blows. Bonds will go to the line here at the final seconds. Foul. So Bonds goes to the stripe And even without Trey Jones today, this GUNMA Crane Thunders team looks like they're going to be tough to beat. Bonds makes the first. Well, speaking of Asano, he did go 2 for 2 from deep against Utsunomiya in the last game, so he's kind of in a rich vein of form. He had a couple games where he's 3 or 4 from deep as well against Akita back in November. And I don't think he got it off in time. It doesn't matter because it doesn't go in. But it is tough sledding right now for the team in white. Osaka EVESSA, GUNMA Crane Thunders take a commanding 29-14 lead at the end of one. Okay, let's see if Osaka EVESSA, at least defensively, can put the brakes on this great start by GUNMA Crane Thunders. Gonna shoot to try to bring some D out on the perimeter. Nakamura gets it up and gets it to go down. Worrying start here for the visitors. Takeuchi. Again, no Ryan Luther today, no Volodymyr Barun for Osaka. And Matt Bonds gets the bucket. Nothing is going to come easy today for Osaka EVESSA. And again, it's imperative that Parks kind of becomes a factor on offense. If he becomes a factor, then it makes it a little bit easier for Bonds. Okay, so Fujita wants to challenge this, thinks that this should be Osaka EVESSA basketball. Doesn't like using his challenge so early. He says, this is an obvious call for me. If I can see it over here, why can't you see it? So let's just see. Maybe he's right, maybe he's not. Referees will decide. Yep, he's right. So it goes off Edu, and it will be Osaka EVESSA basketball. But the good news for Fujita and Osaka is that when you do use that challenge, you always want to make sure that you win that challenge. So at least he's won the challenge. But you know what? At the end of the day, that's why the challenge was brought in, because there are going to be mistakes, and every team should have a challenge to challenge an obvious, mistake. And he's used it, and it's so the new rule has come into play. I would like to see the rule come in that if you use the challenge and you're successful, that you keep the challenge. But this was a foul on Togaeri. Sticking to Parks. We know that Parks can hurt him potentially. Here he is, and gets it up. Parks has just too much talent, too many skills on offense not to be a factor in a game like this. Makes the first. He's been with Osaka since 2024. Before that, he was with Nagoya Diamond Dolphins for a few seasons. And before that, obviously, back in the Philippines, San Miguel, Alabama, San Miguel Beerman, Blackwater, Bossing. In 2020-21, TNT, Tropang, Giga. Good job, Parks. Here's Blackshear. Oh my. Going right at Bonds. Well, at least Bonds has sent him to the line to make his shots. He didn't have a chance for three. He doesn't have a chance for a three-point play. Blackshear makes the first. And the second. So just got to tip your hat to the man. He's going to be tough to stop if he gets it on the low block and turns. With no Garoon there. I mean, maybe if Nesmith is back out there, he would provide a little bit more defense. But then again, that was Bonds that switched over to guard him. Steal, the turnover. Takeru, and the foul called on Kinoshita. That was the right play. Aoki, I didn't have a problem with his pass. It was more Takeuchi needs to do a better job of receiving the basketball there, in my opinion. Unless he expected the pass to be a little bit more to the right. Here's Blackshear. Former Hiroshima Dragonflies. Blackshear. Just like Milling. Here's Parks. There you go. He might not be the complete answer for Osaka, but he is definitely part of the solution. He needs to get his shots up. Because he could go on a run. Oh. Almost with a steal there. passing. And the long rebound corralled by Kinoshita. He gets it to Bonds. And this is where they've got to be able to take advantage. And Bonds missing, looks at the ref for a foul, but it was just the fast break. Bonds, the right play probably was to slow it up and bring it out. Put up kind of a crazy shot, thinking maybe he was going to get the foul. That is Takeuchi with the foul. Osaka comes back into the game. Oh, a little bit of wrapping up of Fuji. Here he is. He still gets loose. In fact, that was Nakamura that took that shot. And let's see if Parks can get the basketball again. Here's Bonds. Bonds is going to jack it up, and he's going to knock it down, and it's a 10-point game. So far, so good. Just 4 points scored by GUNMA Crane Thunders in this second quarter as Osaka try to give themselves a fighting chance, and Nesmith's coming back into the game here on the next dead ball. Blackshear hands it off. Oh, nice play, Edu. Oh, almost a travel there. Bonds. 3-point shot. Is that Maki? No, excuse me, that is Osaka's number 60. Sakamoto socking it to him. It's a 9-point game. Sakamoto coming in for the rebound. Here's Parks. Here's Bonds. Wide open look, you can't ask for more than that. And the 3-point shot, and look at that, a 6-point deficit as Osaka, following the 3-pointer from Suzuki, closed the gap. And I tell you what, after that first quarter, it looked about as bleak as it could be for Osaka EVESSA. But they have continued to battle, they've continued to fight on the defensive end, making a couple more plays. Also, GUNMA Crane Thunders cooling off just a little bit, and then obviously Osaka start to make some shots, and it's a new ball game. So 34-year-old Suzuki closing the gap. He's had multiple games of, or numerous games with multiple threes, including one earlier in the year where he was 4 of 6. And now the steal and a chance to go, and he gets fouled by Kerry Blackshear. And it is utterly remarkable that this Osaka EVESSA team, in my opinion, is close. because it looked like they were going to be run out of the gym in the first quarter. And they have battled right back. And again, if you play good defense, you know, defense can change your game. It can change the complexion of the game. Oh, Marks passes back outside to Bonds. Bonds puts it up. That's a more difficult shot. Woodbury on top of him. Timon. Get to the corner. Woodbury has it and gets it up, misses. And I think with this team, you might be able to run on GUNMA Crane Thunder if you're Osaka, because they've got some age out there in the front court especially. Nesmith now rolls to the basket, and look at that drive. Very competent move, excellent play. And really giving this team a lift. Sakamoto hitting the three, now scoring with the drive. And it's a 4-point game. Kyle Millen. What happened to your team? Look at Nesmith getting the block. Oh no, steal. Parks. Oh, that is an awful turnover. We'll see how that affects the momentum. Parks, simply, you got the wind in your sails. Your team is playing great. You can't afford to make a lackadaisical pass in the backcourt and give away 2 points. That just sucks all the life out of you. Nice spin. Now they pass around, and this time taking and missing Uematsu. And team on foul as he crosses midcourt. GUNMA Crane Thunder looking to get those positive vibes back. And foul out on the perimeter. That's another one on Nesmith. That's number 3. And if you're Nesmith, you don't like getting those types of fouls. Reaching fouls, away, long way from the basket. You want your fouls to count. You want to get in there. You want to be a presence on the floor around the basket. Mackey back in the game. So Timmons just steps up back to the free throw line again, where he's been today already, makes the first. We talked about their free throw shooting before the game being an advantage for this team at 79.2%, second best in the B League. And right when I say that, he misses. So a little bit of the commentator's curse, or jinx, and it's a 7-point advantage for GUNMA. Nice drive, nice play, nice decision. And Uematsu, smart play by number 8. Obviously, you want to make some jump shots. It's helped change the complexion of this game, but also you want to continue to look for a better shot. And when you can drive to the basket, as Sakamoto did there, and as Uematsu does here, it's a higher percentage shot. So take it. Take what's on offer. If the other team is coming out, taking away the jump shot, beat them on the dribble. So kudos to Osaka EVESSA for really battling and staying in this game when it really looked like it was going to be a horrendous 40 minutes. And the opportunity is there for this Osaka EVESSA team to get what would be a huge, huge win. I mean, you take away the threes, the open threes made by Kenny Asano, and this game it's a 1-point game. And the reason why I say that is because, you know, everything was going right for GUNMA Crane Thunders in that first quarter. Now, you know, things are going well for Osaka, so they need to keep the momentum, and that's why you can't afford to have lackadaisical passes and turnovers. Oh. And they were successful early on. It was Suji and Fuji that were really getting it going. So Fuji hands it off to Woodbury, down low to Timon, and then he falls over. Matt Bond picks it up, chance to run. And, oh, great catch, but then the turnover to Timon. And Timon drives in, misses, follows up the miss, misses another one incredibly. Well, Timon, I don't think can quite believe it. But again, it's all about valuing your possessions. If you're Osaka, I know you're trying to make something happen, but you don't want to turn it over. Sakamoto hands it off. Maki gets it up on the baseline and misses everything. Last two possessions have not been good for Osaka. They've been in a rush. See if GUNMA Crane can punish him this time. Aoki with the foul on Fuji. Well, they're over the limit, so. And again, for a team that shoots free throws well, this is a gift. Nice stroke from Fuji. Nice chicken hat in the stands. A 7-point advantage. Oh boy, another turnover. This an offensive foul. Sakamoto.
Offensive foul number 60, Sakamoto.
I like how Sakamoto plays. That's unfortunate. He goes out of the game and replaced once again by Takahashi. Woodbury brings it up the floor. Now Fuji looks at his options. They got to keep an eye on Suji. Here's Woodbury, gets it up. So impressed by Woodbury. He really, the last couple of games that we've watched him play, he's just been a consummate pro. Goes and sits down, takes the lead back to 9. See Trey Jones sitting behind the bench, offering some support. Look at this. That's not an easy shot. He makes it look easy, but it's not, as he shoots over Uematsu. And again, The lead goes back to 9. It's really imperative that Osaka do not let all this good work in the second quarter evaporate. So ball inbounded. Here comes Osaka here in the final minute. If you go quickly enough, they'll get the ball back again. 2 for 1. Parks for 3. Good attempt to rebound, and they're going to keep it. Okay, so no need to be in a rush, but Parks gets it up again. He was feeling it. It looked good the first time, and he does make the second and gets it back to a 6-point deficit. Now GUNMA Crane, can they get a bucket before halftime? Or maybe Osaka, perhaps, can get a steal. Oh, look at this. And they do get the steal. Now they got a chance to go, and they're going to get an attempt at a layup. Oh, nice behind-the-back pass. What an exceptional finish to the first half by Osaka EVESSA. And if I'm Kyle Milling, I'm asking myself, why have I got the basketball in Woodbury's hands at mid-court in that situation? Is he expecting him to take care of business? What a pass. And, you know, we saw a couple of times, we saw Ko Flippin have the ball stolen mid-court, a little bit lackadaisical, and then we saw that with Woodbury. I think maybe not the position, not where he's best utilized. 42-38, GUNMA Crane Thunder's leading it, but what a response by Osaka EVESSA, looking almost dead and buried at the end of the first half, kind of rising from the dead to really give themselves a chance in this game.
Thunder Girls.
So looking back at the first half highlights, early on, GUNMA Crane Thunders ruling the roost and getting pretty much anything they wanted, how they wanted it, making open shots. Kenny Asano knocking down a couple of threes. That was the first. And it was one-way traffic. Even without Trey Jones today, going up against a team that missing Ryan Luther and Volodymyr Gurun, and making it look like it was going to be a very easy win. As Johannes Tiemann scoring down low, there's too many options. But we had a revival of sorts for Osaka EVESSA. Monterey Parks coming out, making that shot. He's got 9 points. Bonds coming out, scoring. He's got 11. And then getting a lift from the likes of Sakamoto, knocking down the 3 from the wing. And getting Suzuki to knock down the 3 as well. And they close the gap. Sakamoto again, this time driving in and scoring with the left hand. Uematsu also scoring with the drive to the basket. Battle for the rebound. You know, Parks again, drilling the 3. And EVESSA getting the steal here right at the end. Uematsu sticking with Woodbury, and it leads to a transition bucket right at the end. Beautiful pass by Takahashi back to Bonds. And Osaka EVESSA, who looked truly like they were going to be run out of the gym in the first quarter, come back and close the gap to just 4 points at halftime. And as you can see, the numbers, you know, pretty comparable stats. Osaka actually shooting 57.1% inside the arc. They are scoring those points on a lot of drives to the bucket. Done a good job at the free throw line, making 7 of 8, 6 of 9 from deep for GUNMA Crane Thunders. The majority of those coming in the first half. 23 bench points for Osaka as well, coming into play 20 for GUNMA Crane Thunders. This was a huge play. You know, we talked about what might happen in those closing minutes, and maybe they could get a steal. They did. And two fast break points for GUNMA Crane Thunders, 8 fast break points for Osaka EVESSA. Which is also a little curious because GUNMA Crane Thunders have 11 points off turnovers, whereas Osaka EVESSA have 5. So you would think that maybe there'd be a few more fast break points in there for GUNMA Crane Thunders, who have gotten 8 points from Fuji, 6 from Blackshear, Tsuji, Asano, and Tiemann. So good balanced scoring across the board. For Osaka, it's been 11 for Bonds, 9 for Parks. And Uematsu and Sakamoto each with 5 points, and Suzuki 3. And as good as the contribution was for Bonds and Parks, I think it's that lower third there, Uematsu, Sakamoto, and Suzuki combining for 13 points, which is almost even more valuable because you need other players to step up, and they stepped up in that second quarter. Second half underway, and it's Osaka EVESSA with the opening possession. Bonds gets it, drives in and scores, and it's a 2-point game. Bonds now with 13. It's all about defense. Here's Blackshear driving in, getting the ball back. Big offensive rebound, but then misses. Blackshear wanted a foul, didn't get it. If they knock down a three here, they're going to take the lead. Good patient. Oh boy, Bonds, I think, tried to throw it to Takeuchi, and he had no idea the pass was coming. So good defense that time for GUNMA Thunders. Have turned it over a few times today, 8 times. Now 9 times, in fact, for Osaka. Osakawa missing it. Takeuchi not able to rebound it. Here's Takeuchi. Yeah, I think that could have gone either way on that one. Maybe a break for GUNMA Thunders. Oh, nice little Euro step, but not scoring. And Takeuchi with the rebound. Nakamura trying to score there. Nakamura falls down, and a three-point shot. A go-ahead from the corner. And Maki puts his team in front. And folks, I can't emphasize enough how I'm not even going to say Jekyll and Hyde. I mean, this has just been almost a miraculous recovery by Osaka EVESSA. You go back and you watch that first half, you would not have given them a chance the rest of the way. They have completely turned things around. Now everybody's believing they can win this game. And I can only imagine that Kyle Milling must be giving his team the hairdryer treatment right now. Well, another example of why when you get on top of a team and you got a chance to blow them out, you take that chance. You step on the throat. You don't give them any chance to believe that they've got an opportunity to come back into the game. And GUNMA Thunders, I think, probably just eased up a little bit when they got the big lead, and this Osaka EVESSA team now has all the confidence. Fouling for the rebound. Blackshear has it, goes up and scores. And Blackshear needs to be careful he doesn't get a technical foul. That's twice now in a row he's looked at the referee. Another turnover. Maki. Well, that has been the biggest issue of the day for Osaka EVESSA. They've turned it over. They've had a couple of turnovers here, and nothing can undermine you like turnovers, missed free throws, and turnovers. Blackshear, and you can see that Blackshear wants to really impose himself, and right now might be a good chance to get a timeout if you're Fujita. Your team is now suddenly trailing by 3. If they don't have a good possession here, I think he needs to get a timeout. Aoki passes to Maki. That 3 ties the game, and Maki looks like a different player. 2 threes now in the second half. Now the turnover and the foul on Timon. Well, that was a surprise, and I have to say I'm once again surprised by how quickly now Osaka have been able to regain the momentum after falling behind by 3. And I would think that the guy that they've got to watch at the other end is Blackshear, whereas at this end, Maki's got the hot hand. Here's the drive. Unless you know somebody's crashing the boards, not a good shot at all. And Timon turns, hands it off, pump fake. A lot of passing going on there. Fuji has it. Suji down low to Timon. They get it back outside. They get it to the corner. Fuji, oh my goodness. That is some beautiful basketball right there. Patient passing. Always looking for the better shot. Fujita's asking for an elbow that should have been called. His man's on the ground. They could review it. So Goda, who started the game, is going to go out. Maybe it was inadvertent. I'll have to see it again. There's Woodbury back into the game. And Uematsu also comes back into the game. So Woodbury back for GUNMA Crane. And Uematsu, who did very well in that first half, especially the second quarter. Here he is, Uematsu right off the bench. Blackshear brings it up the court. Oh, runs into a wall. Osakawa for 3, missing. See, Bonds does the right thing there. He doesn't make the pass when it's not there. And I think Fujita might need to think about getting Parks back into the game too. Oh, there's the drive, the pass back outside. They share it with Uematsu and turns it over. Uematsu, anyway, Blackshear, Woodbury. Tsuji back inside to Woodbury, and he's fouled by Maki. So Goda, who started, he's played 7 minutes, hasn't scored, out of the game. Oh, look at that, great anticipation and an easy one for Osaka. EVESSA. Aoki goes in for his easiest bucket of the day. Now Kyle Milling's complaining about some of the physicality. And Sakamoto also holding his hand to say he's been hit in the face. Some of this might be theatrics, I'm not sure. Okay, so now they're going to review something here. Sakamoto went down. I guess they're going to review to see if Sakamoto was fouled. Look at that young fan there eating his baby food during the referee review. All ages here. All ages here at the Open House Arena, Ota. I can't imagine this is going to be anything. Sakamoto, I think, trying to sell that. There's no foul there. No foul, no unsportsmanlike. I think the problem that Sakamoto has after that is that the referees have seen that he definitely wasn't hurt. Maybe he was trying to fool them, and they might not call it now if he does get hit. Kind of like crying wolf. So a 1-point lead for GUNMA Crane Thunders in a very intriguing game. And again, if you're Osaka, you don't mind that foul because Blackshear, you don't want him to get to the basket. This is a good, strong, sturdy defense. It doesn't matter if Blackshear doesn't like it. Let him get angry. Get out there and do not let him abuse you and go to the basket for a layup. So Woodbury in the game. Oh boy, you don't want that to happen. What a drive by a Flippin right off the bench. Interesting substitution from Flippin, maybe from Milling rather, putting Flippin in, seeing the need to get a driver. Sakamoto passes it over to Uematsu. Hands it off to Maki. Now Bonds takes it deep, tough play. Got the baseline. Bonds should be able to win most of his battles against these players if he can get into one-on-one. Sakamoto now called for the foul. It's a bit of a weak call, really. Flippin misses everything. Uematsu, no, they're not going to call. They're going to, what they might call a foul. I love how Uematsu is competing with Blackshear. He's given up several inches in height. And he's the type of player that Blackshear does not want to go up against. So that is a key substitution. And the question will be, how long can he remain on the court? But he's making a huge difference at the defensive end. Oh, look at that. And Bonds gets the layup, and Osaka EVESSA go back in front. Coach Fujita has to be really proud how his team has competed. Nice play, Suji. Oh, Suji gets in there for the layup. He read it beautifully, didn't he? Bonds. Here's Parks. Back in to provide some O. Good defense by Blackshear. And this is good from Blackshear. You know what? If you're struggling a little bit at the other end, or maybe not struggling, but not able to impose yourself because of Uematsu, well, you go down the other end and play some good defense. Kinoshita now into the game. Shot's got to go up. Uematsu has it. Oh, and it goes off of. Now, I don't know. They've already changed the shot clock. They didn't get a shot off. How much time is there going to be? Let's have a look. Are they saying that Woodbury had possession there? No. They're going to say that the shot clock expired. Yeah. Nice pump fake. Woodbury, and this is the shot. Here's Bonds. And again, Osaka EVESSA. Parks. Looked like he was being held. Matsu, second time in a row, he's turned it over. Steal by Ko Flippin. Ko Flippin driving in, missing. That would have been a great sequence for him if he'd been able to make it. And now Hosokawa does foul. Or they do call the foul on Hosokawa on Parks. So Nesmith comes back into the game. He hasn't scored yet, but remember he had, I think he had 2 blocks. He's only been credited with 1 block. Now Edu comes in. Edu, meanwhile, is the top shot blocker in the competition at 1.2 per game. But Nesmith needs to get points, or rather rebounds and blocks. He needs to be a rim protector at one end. Set some screens, roll to the basket, and that's a foul, offensive foul. He definitely moved into him, and I think this is where he's just gonna have to learn. He can't, yeah, that's an easy call. You're more likely to see that type of screen set in American football. Need to be stationary. Woodbury spins, turns, gets it up. Oh, he's cooled off a little bit, hasn't he, Woodbury? There's Bonds again, nice shaking and baking, gets to the lane, he's fouled by Edu. Well, they called the body. AJ Edu has the potential to be a great player. He's a solid player right now, but he's got so much potential. And Bonds, meanwhile, a rare miss at the free throw line. He had made his first 4, now he's 4-5. He can tie it. Osaka EVESSA fans hoping that he does. And Ko Flippin right down the lane. You feel the defense picking up at this end. They sense an opportunity here. Big possession. Nice take. Nice finish. Takahashi faked the pass, took it all the way, and maybe a little unlucky they didn't blow the whistle. Oh, and that looked like maybe a blocking foul on Edu that he got away with. Wow. I'd love to see that again. Well, maybe he was set. Final 20 seconds of the third quarter. It has been a great game. Ko Flippin with the foul. They've got fouls to give, so no free throws. They can even commit one more here. Takahashi doing a nice job. Takahashi, I tell you what, this is a player that can help this Osaka EVESSA team going down the road. I think Coach Fujita must have raised his eyebrows. Here he is again. Remember, they've got another foul they can give. He doesn't want to wait too long. Gives it up to Parks. Parks is going to have to put up a difficult shot. He does get it up and misses. So at the end of 3 quarters, GUNMA Crane Thunders clinging or holding on to a 57-55 lead over Osaka EVESSA. Well, it's been a terrific encounter. You know, you take away that first quarter and these two teams, and well, you can't take it away. I mean, the first quarter dominated by GUNMA Crane Thunders. The second quarter dominated by Osaka EVESSA. And, you know, it's turned into kind of a grind of a game. Uematsu, a real battler out there. It's going to be GUNMA Crane Thunders basketball to start the fourth quarter. And offensive foul is going to give it back over to Osaka EVESSA.
Offensive foul on number 30, Woodbury, his first personal team's first.
That's Woodbury kind of getting, yeah, he kind of stuck his rear end into Bobby Ray Parks as he is running past. So remember, GUNMA Crane Thunders coming into this game at 22-13 in the East. Here's Parks. And Osaka EVESSA at 15-20 in the West. And crucially, no Volodymyr Garoon, who's out injured now. And Ryan Luther also not available in this game. Oh, A.J. Edu falls down. Great job, Edu, not turning it over. Here's Edu getting it back. Oh, that was great performance. Great play by A.J. Edu. Knocked off his feet, or falls down. Still able to pass it, and he's able to get back up and score. And it's a 4-point advantage. Foul called on Nakamura. Look at Edu. Gets the offensive rebound. A little lucky there because it was such a bad miss that it came off clean. Such a bad miss from Suji. Bobby Ray back to Bonds. Good defense, Bonds. Good defense overall, rather, by Osaka. And again, this is where good defense in the backcourt maybe force a turnover, maybe get an easy bucket off of a turnover. Here's a long jump shot. That's good. Fuji strikes again. And Fujita calls timeout. Doesn't like how this game is starting to evolve here in this fourth quarter. Another look. So that three-point shot takes it up. Increases the lead. Well, Fuji and Tsuji were two guys that were helping this team really get on top of Osaka EVESSA in the first quarter. But since then, they've been relatively quiet. Now the lead is 7 points once again, so. Fuji now with 14 points, 3 of 4 from three-point range. GUNMA Crane Thunder's 8 of 16 from three-point range. 7 of 19 are Osaka EVESSA. See Nesmith there, he's got 4 fouls, so he's on the bench. I think he's gonna be a work in progress, but it's obvious where he can help this team with his shot blocking, with his rebounding. He just needs to play a little bit smarter. Don't give away cheap fouls. Well, can GUNMA Crane Thunders lock down on defense and put this thing away? Or might we see Osaka EVESSA come down and hit a big shot? Uematsu drives in. Oh, he had the shot, he just missed it. And I guess you got to attribute that to the presence of Edu. Called for the foul, and you can just feel like Osaka EVESSA now just trying to hold on. Even though they've hit 8 of 16, I think you'd still rather than be putting the basketball up from deep rather than getting it down low. Blackshear also back into the game. He puts it up and knocks it down. Well, so much for my way of thinking, and the lead is 10. They're now 9 of 17, shooting better than 50%. Things can unravel quickly here. Parks, oh, unlucky. Ball rimmed out. And Woodbury just goes all the way down. It's a 12-point lead, and Fujita has to call another timeout. Well, sometimes it just comes down to making shots. And Blackshear makes his 3. Parks goes down and his rims out. And that is the way the cookie crumbles, so to speak. Credit to GUNMA Crane Thunders, though. They've been able to rally and go back up for a relatively comfortable 12-point lead. See, Fuji has the team high 14 points. Bonds has the game high 18 points. Yes, we can hear you. 67-55. GUNMA Crane Thunders. Bonds back to Parks. Well, another made basket here will feel like a dagger for GUNMA Crane. Great defense by Kinoshita. And Woodbury saves it inbounds. They don't reset the shot clock. They got to go quickly. Woodbury has to get it blocked. Great defense by Osaka EVESSA. Absolutely sensational effort from both teams there. And again, great work there from Woodbury. Edu passes it, and Woodbury gets it, thinks he's going to get a shot, and Kinoshita gets over there and caps off the great defense with the block. So 6.5 minutes remaining, still time. Offense has dried up here, though, in the fourth quarter. They need some points. They've yet to score in the fourth quarter, in fact. Aoki. Bonds, wide open from deep. And you can't ask for anything more if you're a coach than to get an open three. And Fujita saying, stick with it. That's the thing about basketball. You can score a lot of points in a hurry, so you got to remain locked in on defense. Aoki giving up the foul there to stop the break. Here's Blackshear. Hands it off. Nice pass to Blackshear, give and go. Wonderful play. And that is it for Nesmith. He has fouled out of the game. Great work, Fuji. And that's why if you're Cyril Nesmith, you don't want to give away those cheap fouls a long way from the basket. And three-point play is good, and the lead is now 15. And it's been just a terrible fourth quarter offensively for Osaka. Outscored 15-0. Kinoshita finally gets a little bit of love from the rim, makes it a 12-point game. And as Coach Fujita will say, hey guys, we just got to keep playing, play hard. GUNMA Crane Thunders rather, looking to lower the boom. Woodbury has it. They don't need to be in a rush. Woodbury's going to drive in and try to score, and maybe not the shot they needed at that time. Going to the basket, trying to get a foul called, no foul. Another chance here for Osaka EVESSA. Fuji not giving Kinoshita any space, but Kinoshita steps back and gets another one. 2 threes in a row from Kinoshita. I love his competitiveness. Even more than his offense, his defense. And he goes over and sits down. Look at this. Good player. Shot it pretty well, too. I mean, this team has hit 8. Well, they've cooled off a little bit in the fourth quarter. They're now 9 of 24 from three-point range, 37%, which is fine, shooting the basketball from three-point range. So each team with 9 threes. GUNMA Crane Thunders 9 of 18, shooting 50%. Kinoshita, meanwhile, has come off the bench and 14 and a half minutes, had 6 points, 4 rebounds, an assist, a steal, and a block. That is a really good contribution from him. Great Thunder fans trying to get their team to the finish line, but I think if Osaka EVESSA have done anything in this game, they've already proved to themselves once in the first half that they can come back, they can overcome the adversity, and they've got every reason to believe they can still come back. Look at this, 4,895 fans for the game. Great turnout once again. Feels like it's a lot more than that, to be honest, here in the Open House Arena, OTA. So we're in winning time here. Just under 5 minutes remaining. Good press break. Osakawa comes up. Now Timon back in the game. Osakawa takes it early. And who have they called the foul? Okay, so they're going to say Takeuchi with the foul. Boxed out.
Fouls on EVESSA number 15. Takeuchi, his third.
Good box out by Timon. Former Japan international being boxed out by the Germany international. Osakawa gets it to the corner. Timon backs his way down, hands it off. Great finish. Fuji's just outstanding. 16 points. Also has 3 assists and a steal. Fuji, and the lead is back to 11. Kick by Blackshear. You know, considering no Garoon, no Ryan Luther, and also the difficulties they had in the first quarter, I think if you're an Osaka EVESSA fan, you have to be really proud of the way this team has battled today. And that starts at the top. That starts with that guy right there. Fujita's done a great job. This GUNMA Crane Thunder's team has got a lot of talent. And this time the pass from Aoki, too hot to handle for Kinoshita. And it looked like Fuji kind of disrupted that pass as well. And I think it's probably going to be a little bit too much for this team to overcome here in the fourth quarter. Their fate will be determined at this end if they can get stops. Unbelievable. What a nice twisting shot by Timon. Just read the defense, found a way to get the shot off. Didn't panic. Lead is back to 13. Takeuchi, nice fake by Takeuchi. He's lucky he didn't turn it over. Kinoshita gets it, misses. And here's Blackshear on the break. Don't want to foul him. And the lead goes back to 15 with 3:18 remaining. It's looking like the start of that fourth quarter is just going to undermine this Osaka EVESSA team. They just couldn't get it going offensively, and it's a mountain to climb right now. But you know what? They're going to play 2 games this weekend, so Osaka EVESSA can, I think, even if they don't win this game, they can take confidence from this game for the way they battled. So back to live action out of the timeout. Oh, Maki, telegraph pass. And Timon goes in for the layup. Timon now with 10 points, 4 rebounds. .17 advantage. Bounce pass. Parks, mid-range. Just the offense hasn't been there in this fourth quarter for Osaka. And GUNMA Crane Thunders. Just feels like the final score is not going to indicate, not going to be a true indicator of how tough this game was. TMI misses the first. So 79-61, 18-point lead. Parks drives in with a layup. And Osaka, I think, want to finish this game strong. I mean, you never know, but highly unlikely they would come back from this type of deficit with so little time. Rebound to Osaka. 3-point look. Timon with the offensive rebound has it taken away by Bonds. Bonds sits down. Uematsu back in the game. Bonds, rather, Parks shares it. Maki has it now. Bonds back to Maki. Good D, Timon, Maki for 3. And Timon another bucket. Good pass by Flippin. GUNMA Crane closing in on win number 23.
Feathers number 12, Shodi Togaidi.
Gary comes back into the game. He's got some fans in the stands. Parks, deep 3. Final minute, 45 seconds. Osakawa. Uematsu still playing some mean D out there. But this one is not going to finish the way that Osaka EVESSA had thought that it might after they made that incredible comeback to take the lead. Ultimately, just a little too much firepower in this GUNMA Crane Thunders team today. Flipping. Over the shoulder pass, out of bounds. Final 20 seconds. Parks. Another 2 for him. He's got 13. Parks averages 13, 12.9 points per game, so right on his average. And the final score, GUNMA Crane Thunders win it 81-65 over Osaka EVESSA, who overcame an awful start to take the lead, but just ran out of gas in the fourth quarter, and Kyle Millig's team just took them apart in this final quarter, outscoring them 24-10. 81-65. The final score, GUNMA Crane Thunders, and of course these teams will do it again tomorrow. Well, no Trey Jones today. But look, you can see Fujita says, come on. We got to stay, we got to keep believing in ourselves. We didn't play that badly today. Definitely got away from them in the fourth quarter, but I've said it all game. This was an effort to be proud of for Osaka EVESSA and their fans. So now we're going to hear from Milling and some of the players down on the court for GUNMA Crane Thunders.
All right, Coach, do your thing.
Konnichiwa, Crane Thunders. EVESSA, 1, 2, 3, GUNMA, it's gone!
それではビリングヘッドコーチにお話を伺っていきたいと思います。本日の試合振り返ってもらいましょう。Coach, what stood out about the way the guys performed today?
We wanted to come out and play consistently like we did last weekend. I think we got a good start, but Osaka's very physical and aggressive. And we got out of a bad rhythm in the second and third quarter, but in the fourth quarter we accelerated, and most importantly we won the game. So we'll learn from today, come back tomorrow, be ready for their physical game.
先週のようにね、本当にコンスタントのプレーをするのが目標だったんですけれども、2球3球フィジカルなエベッサに流れをつかまれてしまいましたが、第4クォーター集中することができて、勝つことができましたが、明日もしっかり切り替えて勝ちに行きたいと思います。その2球3球で、ちょっと流れが悪かったとの話だったんですけども、勝利につながった戦略とかアジャストメントはあったんでしょうか。So you just talked about the second and third quarter where the rhythm wasn't quite well. Were there any in-game adjustments that had a good impact?
Fourth quarter we started playing our game, we took care of the ball, got better shots like we did in the first quarter, and anyways, got to be more consistent over 40 minutes.
本当とにかく第4クォーターは本当集中して、特にディフェンス面ですかね、集中して気合い入れ直した結果が勝利につながったという話でした。明日もビッグゲーム、エベッサ戦となります。明日に向けたメッセージ頂戴しましょう。Looking forward to tomorrow, another big game against these EVESSA. They played hard today. Shout out our fans today.
今日は寒いです。So we need your hot support, please. So 明日 please come 来てくれてありがとう。お願いします。ありがとう。
本日は寒いので明日も熱いサポートをお願いしますという話でした。ビーリングヘッドコーチにお話を伺いました。それでは本日のヒーローに行きたいと思います。本日のヒーローはスリーポイントシュート3本を含む16ポイント、No.0 ユーマ・フジ。
Well, Fuji had the great game today.
藤井さん、16ポイント、本日のパフォーマンス振り返っていかがですか。
16 points, 3 of 4 from three-point range.
いいスタートといい終わり方ができて本当に良かったです。
このような流れ、なんか収穫とかはありましたか。
バイウィークというか天皇杯終わってからチームでミーティングした時にいいスタート切ろうっていうふうに言ってて、今日はスタートが良くて、そこは良かったなっていうふうに思います。
スタートがポイントですね。そして第4クォーター、本当にぐっと集中が高まったように思うんですけども、ハドルで何か喋ったこととかあったんですか、チームで。
いや、はい、
特に
もう多分チームで
もうあうんの呼吸で行くぞっていう、
はい、
素晴らしい集中を見せてくれて勝利につながりました。明日もエベッサ戦ビッグゲームです。明日に向けたメッセージをお願いします。
はい、今日は本当に寒いので
同じこと言います
明日も、はい、温かい応援よろしくお願いします。
本日のヒーロー、藤井祐馬選手でした。大きな拍手をお願いします。そして見事勝利を収めた選手、スタッフの皆さんで今一度大きな拍手をお願いいたします。それではこれで選手の皆様に集しますが、アピールは必ずご自身の座席からお願いいたします。今日も最高のエネルギーをありがとう。明日もやっちゃおうぜ。 Thank you, GUNMA.
So the post-game ceremony, Fuji making his comments. We'll try to get those to you in English in just a second here. Was Kyle Milling said it right. You know, you got to play better over 40 minutes, but I don't think you could take anything away from Osaka EVESSA's comeback. They made life difficult for this GUNMA Crane Thunders team, and they did so without two key players in Luther and Garoon. And it just goes to show you what you can do with so much intensity, so much heart and belief. So Fuji said today's game started great and ended great. We discussed how to start and then played as we discussed. Thank you for coming due to the cold outside. Thanks a lot, fans. So certainly the players tonight, or today rather, were able to heat up the arena. Although you did see some fans wearing their coats inside. That's how cold it is. So looking back at the highlights. They do have hot springs in GUNMA, so maybe some of the players are going to go get a hot spring. That would certainly come in handy today. It is just above freezing outside, in fact, right now in GUNMA. So they will play again tomorrow, and as you look at the highlights, you can see where both these teams were able to have some success today offensively. Both of them shot it pretty well from deep. Doing a good job in that first half, especially the second quarter, as did Suzuki. Sakamoto driving. It's funny with the wind today in GUNMA, they're talking about how cold it is outside. It actually makes it feel like it's below freezing. Hence, nice to go inside to get some nice basketball to heat things up. There's Parks heating things up. He finished with 13 points. He only made, though, 1 of 8 3-pointers. He had his best basketball in that second quarter. This was right at the end of the first half. Then you had Maki knocking down the 3. Maki hit a couple of threes today. You had Blackshear, who I think it's just a great illustration today of how good Blackshear is, that he still had 18 points on 6 of 9 shooting, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, because they played him pretty tough. They weren't, he maybe had a couple of layups, but overall it was not that easy for Kerry Blackshear Jr. There's the bounce pass to Bonds, who finished with 18 points. And that was a great drive finished by Takahashi. Fuji knocking down another of his threes in that fourth quarter as they just took over, and then that one, Blackshear knocking down the 3. Blackshear was 2 of 2 from 3-point range. Woodbury scoring there. It wasn't quite as effective today as he has been. He was only 2 of 8 from the floor, but he did have 6 rebounds, although he turned it over 4 times. Kinoshita brought some inspiration as the team came back, closed the gap to 9 points. But then after a timeout, GUNMA Crane Thunders came back in. Johannes Timon scoring. He had 13 points. And Blackshear getting out of the break and scoring here. Timon getting it as well and scoring in the open floor. Nice spin from Timon for the finish. So the players shook hands and the better team won. There's no doubt. 81-65. Both teams with 9 threes. 7 more makes inside the arc for GUNMA Crane Thunder in the end. They also had 7 more rebounds in the end. So things just kind of got away from Osaka EVESSA in that fourth quarter. 17 points off turnovers for GUNMA Crane Thunder, 9 for Osaka EVESSA, and 38 points in the paint for GUNMA Crane Thunder to 28 for Osaka. 10 second chance points for the host and 5 second chance points for Osaka. And Blackshear and Bonds each finished with 18 points to lead all scores. Blackshear had 7 rebounds, 6 for Bonds, and Code Flippin had 4 assists, 3 for Takahashi. So the schedule again for tomorrow, all the teams play twice. And this game, you see second on the right there, right column, tipping off at 3:05 local time, 3:05 p.m. So a full slate once again in the Japanese B.LEAGUE. So GUNMA Crane Thunders get their 23rd win of the season. They improved to 23-13. Playing in front of the home crowd today and winning it 81-65 over Osaka EVESSA. Thanks for watching, everybody.